We're getting closer to the NBA Finals. I don't know who your pick is, but mine are doing very terrible at the moment. Ryan Clark versus RG3, the beef we all knew we never needed. Is Brock Purdy worth that $265 million that he just signed for? We shall see. Also, there was a crypto kidnapping in New York. We're going to get into it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of 58 South TV Presents Topics of Discussion. Your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I am your host, 58 South, along with my co-host, Mr. Juice Jalapeno Jones. What's up, sir?
What's up, baby? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing swell, man. Doing swell. How was the holiday?
Everything is great, man. Got to see some friends, family, chill out, cook out, grill out, smoke out. A lot of outs going on, baby. But one thing that's not going out is my Knicks, baby. What's up with you, though?
Well, Timberwolves are doing terrible. I picked them
Boy.
to go to the NBA Finals, but we're running up against what actually proves to be the best team in their conference. It's not like the Cavaliers, where they just had the best record and didn't mean nothing. The OKC Thunder, that record actually means something from what it looked like. So, yeah, we're dealing with that.
Brother, you made a great pick, first of all. So don't down and play your pick. And OKC is a good team, yes. They're not great, okay? They beat them by 2 yesterday, okay? Anthony Edwards scored and Julius Randle scored. I mean, brother, it's just little things that need to be fine-tuned, and they would definitely be on their way. The Wolves will be on their way. Look what they did the last game. Blew OKC out by 32? Like, that can happen.
All right, so I'm going to tell you why I don't believe the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win this series from what I saw in this previous game. Julius Randle, 5 points. I think it was 1 for 7. And Edwards it was either 16 or 18 points. All right, cool. Star players have off nights. I get that. Your turnovers is what I was looking at. And these are turnovers you're committing at home on a familiar floor. Then every time something would happen, I'm looking at the home team, look over at the ref to bail them out. That's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. That's anybody who knows that's always terrible. The steals, Minnesota had 8, OKC 14. Blocks, Minnesota had 3, OKC had 5. And like I just mentioned, turnovers 23-14 in favor of OKC. That's what made the difference in that game. And they took it upon themselves, meaning OKC, to make sure Anthony Edwards will not have a back-to-back 30-point night. That's why I'm saying, yeah, my pick's wrong. I think this is about to be a gentleman's sweep. I don't see Minnesota winning in Oklahoma City.
One thing I've learned, about these sports, and nowadays you never know what'll happen, man. I didn't expect my Knicks to go do what they had to do, and they did what they had to do, just like we're going to do what we do tonight. But it happens, man. It happens. It's just, do they want to show up or not? Is Randall and Edwards going to combine for more than 21 points? Just common sense things, man. And I mean, when people don't show up, things tend to happen, man. If Randall would have showed up a little bit, just a little bit, they would have won that game yesterday, bro.
Yeah, they would have, but they didn't. And now the season's over. And now the season's over for them. Now, congratulations. I'm going ahead and say it. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder for winning the Western Conference Finals, going to the NBA.
Wow.
Moving on to the NBA Finals. I picked Ryan. No problem. I can say that with a smile because I like my new crown. My crown came in, good looking over there to the folks at Lids. I appreciate y'all for what you sent me. Yeah, I paid for it.
That's a dope hat. I'm gonna give it to you, bro.
It ain't like they just sent it for free.
If teams was built on logos, like if your team was better because of the logo that it had, well, the Hornets be number 1 right now, baby. You know what I mean? Hey,
let's get to the Knicks and why this is gonna be their last game winning.
Oh yeah.
Your coach finally just realized he has a bench. That's why y'all won that game. He finally realized, hey, I got more than 6 guys. You mean to tell me I got more than 6 guys on this team and got to run these 6 guys to death all year long? Who knew? Who knew, man? Switched up the lineup. You had Mitch Robinson starting instead of Jason Hart. Like, look at you coaching out there with a strategy, throwing a monkey wrench in stuff. All right, yeah, but it will not work 2 games in a row. Won't work 2 games in a row.
Put some respect on my man's name first. It's not Jason Hart, it's Josh Hart. Thank you. And second of all,
my bad.
Yeah,
my fault.
Yeah, put some respect on that, brother. And I understand where you're coming from, because you feel like, your Western Conference Finals picks are dirt, so you feel like your Eastern Conference Finals picks are gonna be like right. So you're trying to like back yourself up, and I love that, bro. I love that, especially for somebody who has nobody in the fight. I love it because you just
listen,
like 98% of
listen,
these people out here right now have no
listen,
dog in
Adam.
the fight, and they want
Listen,
to do
Adam.
what they do.
Listen,
Okay,
Adam.
so I love
Listen,
your
Adam.
opinion, and tonight after the night, I'm gonna make sure I text you tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about a little something, man. Because it's not what you think gonna happen tonight. We're gonna get this game in Indiana. We're gonna go back to New York for Game 5. Trust me, bro. Game time. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I have the Pacers winning this game by at least double digits.
Really,
Yeah, by
really,
at least.
really.
At the very least, they will beat y'all
God,
by 10. At the very
really.
least. You better hope they don't let Tyrese Halliburton dad in the building. Then they're really going to show off. But yeah, Pacers are going to win this game. It'll go back to New York. Will New York win? It's desperation time for y'all after y'all lose tonight. So y'all going to have to win, but y'all might be out of gas, man.
It was desperation time in Game 3 for us.
Yeah.
Great, great. Yes, just like the Celtics, brother. Just like the Celtics. I hear it all the time. Everybody got something to say about us because we gonna be tired and we can't handle it. Our boys are not like real athletes that are prepared for these kind of situations at any given time because this is what they get paid to do. But it's cool, man. I want everybody to think that we just tired and gassed out and there's no other way that we can come back from 20 points again as shown again. But it's cool, man. Yeah, the Pacers gonna win by double digits. That's what you say. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. So what do
I
you
love
think is
it.
going to be? What do you think is going to be the biggest reason for y'all losing tonight? You think it's going to be Jalen Brunson doesn't show up? Karl Anthony Towns reverts back to the Karl Anthony Towns of old, where he stays behind the 3-point line instead of playing in the paint. Because the Karl Anthony Towns we saw last game, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
I mean, nobody, if you're not a Knicks fan, you definitely wouldn't see it coming. We ready
Yeah.
for Cat. That's why we
Yeah.
got Cat. We know what time it is, you know what I mean? We know what we doing, brother. Sometimes things happen the way they happen. You just gotta let them unfold. And
Mm.
you said for me to tell you the reason we're gonna win tonight. The reason we're gonna win is because Brunson is gonna step up like always. Cat is gonna give me at least 20. OG is definitely gonna give me at least 20 because he's been slipping a little bit. So once that happens, and then our all-star cast off the bench that you just talked about with Tom Thibodeau changing that up, that's going to help out again because he's going to run right back to that. So it's going to be an interesting game tonight. Definitely Indiana's not winning by double digits. Definitely Indiana's not winning at all. I love the way Tyrese Halliburton's face looked on that bench last game for Game 3 with the last 4 seconds left. I think it was more like that kind of face. I love those faces because it makes you think about all that he did. The early choke, he threw that early. You shouldn't ever throw something like that up early because if anybody knows about the choke, when Reggie Miller did that to our Knicks in that playoff series, Indiana ended up losing. So it was cool and it made news, headlines, it's history, the choke, the Spike Lee, it's great. But they lost also. So guess what's about to happen? History does nothing but one thing, repeat itself.
You say
Go Knicks.
him doing the choke prematurely is gonna come back to haunt him.
Yes, sir. Very prematurely. He was so ready to do that 58. It's like he was just practicing this for the whole season. Like, oh, I can't wait till we play the Knicks and I could throw this choke up. Bro, do you see how fast he threw that up? He threw that up so fast, bro. And it was like, bro, that's not even a 3. That's a 2, bro. He was like, yeah, you messed up, brother. If you would have saved that choke for another game, I think it would be a different outcome. But the NBA basketball guys, they don't like that. They don't like the early stuff. No, we don't do that. So anyway, that's why the Indiana Pacers will lose this series and will lose tonight.
So you got it going to 7. Knicks winning Game 7. Moving on to the NBA Finals.
I got Knicks in 6, baby.
Okay. Wow. Down 2-1. Knicks in 6.
Yeah.
That's some New York state of mind stuff there, brother.
Yeah, man. We ain't got no time to play, man. We already got beat at home twice, bruh.
You did.
Consecutively. And nah, there's no time to play. And now we found a win at their home, and now it's time for us to take it to another level. But We'll see. We got everything on the record. You're saying that Indiana's going to win tonight by double digits. I
Yeah.
can't wait. I can't wait for this.
Which, let's see how I want to phrase this. The more disappointing loss would be the Minnesota Timberwolves losing to the OKC Thunder or the Knicks losing to the Pacers.
It depends what kind of fan you are. Coming from my standpoint, it's way more worse if my Knicks lose. You know what I mean? To me, but to the average person who has no dog in the fight, I don't know. I don't even know if they care.
Yeah, I think it would be the Knicks losing to the Pacers because this would probably be y'all best shot in a long time at getting to the finals.
I agree with you 100%. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, because I mean, and Edwards not getting to the finals again. That's going to be a story, of course, but it won't be as big a story as the Knicks almost getting there after 25 years, then failing to, step foot on the NBA Finals floor.
I'm with you, man. Anywhere it goes, and it looks real bad for us right now. And trust me, I know. So I'm not just being a fan. I'm being a realist. And we're gonna see what happens, man. I'm just ready to go next. I like that hat, by the way. Did I say that already? I love that hat, man. It's a nice
Yeah,
hat.
I appreciate it. What else is nice? What else is nice is the
What's
fact
that?
that it seems like RG3 and Ryan Clark have on one say have mended their problems, but I saw where Ryan Clark had apologized to RG3 for bringing up his wife and their little back and forth. Were you even up to speed or up the game on exactly what happened, man?
I missed that whole thing. Please recap for me.
Yeah, so RG3 has a podcast called the Out of Pocket Podcast, and on one of the episodes, he made an episode about how Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. That was the whole, I want to say 26 to 29 minutes was just him saying why he believes Angel Clark hates Caitlin. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. I did it again. I called the man Josh Hart and Jason Hart. Anyway, so I guess when I saw it, because I looked at the whole 20 or whatever odd minutes of it, all I thought to myself was, okay, so he's just attempting to be like a Jason Whitlock or who else might be one of those sportscasters who says an unpopular opinion really loud and only a certain sector of people get behind him. Skip Bayless, one of
Skip
those guys.
Bayless, yep.
I'm looking at it thinking, okay, so he's trying to fill that void in the sports space. I didn't see what the issue was in it, aside from the fact that his whole premise was based on knowing how somebody felt by looking at him, I guess. Because some of the examples he gave as to why he believed Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark didn't really make too much sense to me anyway. But I understood what he was doing. The name of the show was called Out of Pocket. You want to say some stuff that's gonna be polarizing, get people to watch, talk about it. I get it. Later on, might have been a day later, maybe. RG3, there was a clip of RG3 responding to Ryan Clark responding to what RG3 was saying, and Ryan Clark had brought up the fact that RG3 was married to a white woman, as to why I guess he wouldn't be able to understand or have those conversations about the way Angel Reese is viewed and or talked about in sports media. I didn't think that was necessary to bring his wife into it. Mind you, that podcast RG3 does is with him and his wife. She was in the background when he was making those Angel Reese statements or comments. And when she was agreeing with her husband, she was just shaking her head. She didn't say anything, but she was shaking her head. So I guess I could understand if some people were to be like, well, you shouldn't have been agreeing with him, then you wouldn't have caught those strays. But I mean, if you're going to tell me you're going to penalize a wife for agreeing with her husband, that's nonsense. I don't think she should be catching strays because of that. And for Ryan Clark to go out to say that RG3 wouldn't understand because of the fact that he's not married to a black woman, I think that's it's a little uncalled for. RG3, no matter if you like RG3 or not, he's still a black dude that was birthed by a black woman. He still has black female family members. So I ain't never been with that whole you gotta marry black to stay black. That's not how that
Yeah,
works.
that don't even sound right,
That,
brother. Like,
that ain't how that works. Now him not like an Angel Reese for whatever reason, if that's the case, it's whatever. Cool. That's on you. That's your business. I'm just not a fan of turning a nothing into a something, meaning the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing. That's not a basketball rivalry. I don't know if people realize that or not. After they got done playing in college, I really was hoping that they would stop mentioning them two women as a basketball rivalry, because the only way they were rivals in college was they kept being in each other's way as far as who was going to get to the championship. You could now that there was a rivalry then, but as far as just an overall basketball rivalry, you're talking about two different types of players that are in two different leagues. They don't do the same thing. Nah, you shouldn't do that. They shouldn't be, unless you're gonna start talking about a newfound interest in the WNBA. All right, cool. You can mention those two in that draft class. I get that, but you got to stop trying to pit them against each other basketball wise. They don't do the same stuff on the court.
Oh,
That's yeah. We need to quit that. We really, really, really need to quit that.
well, RG3 did have a point though, man. Angel Reese does have a problem with Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's evident. You can totally see that. How the whole thing transpired when they played a few days ago. I mean, just look at the emotions, man. Like it's just too extra. She's going too extra, and I looked at it like, really? Like, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? It's not that serious, man. I understand, a little rivalry, whatever, if somebody has that, but it looks like she's just going to another level. Like, looks like she really wants to fight this girl, anytime she can. That's what it looks like.
So you agree with RG3 that really
Yep,
Angel
totally. I mean, I see it with my own eyes. I mean, if you're not looking at it, you're not going to see it. I see it, and I mean, anybody can see it, even if they don't even know who these girls are. They're going to be like, damn, that girl has a problem with this one because you can tell, you know what I mean? And
mm,
it's sad, you know what I mean? And it's really sad because, they don't need this, she needs to, I'm not saying she needs to be her best friend or nothing. Nah, ain't nobody saying that. But, what I mean? Like, don't portray yourself like this, like, don't put this bad spotlight on you like you're some kind of villain or something, you know what I mean? Because that might hurt your chances in the long run for different sponsorships and things that you got going on. She has a lot of things like McDonald's and all these other commercials I see her in. Like, you don't want to jeopardize that, you know, off of having a bad reputation, you know what I mean? Because nobody's going to get off of Caitlin Clark, you know what I mean? Like, she's the biggest thing in WNBA right now out of the women, she's the biggest thing, man. She has the biggest sponsorships. She's the one who helped the ladies get paid more, have private transportation now because of her. Like, she done a lot and she ushered this in. She didn't ask for this, you know. She didn't ask for none of this in college. They put that target on her back and she just took it. You know what I mean? I hate, how it works out that way, but it's not like she volunteered for this position. You know what I mean? She is who she is. She's great at basketball and she fell into a great position and it's been working, you know what I mean? And it's not only been helping her out, it's been helping the whole league out. The WNBA has expanded so much and in this whole year from last year is getting huge, you know what I mean? And so many new big deals and TV deals and all this new stuff, man. It's blowing up, man. And I think, I would hope that Angel Reese wouldn't want to put no bad spotlight on herself, you know what I mean? Especially like you said, they don't play the same position, they do different things, you know what I mean? And if I was Angel Reese, I'd be worried about more just balling and being the best ball player I can be and getting more sponsorships and more money, that kind of stuff, instead of having a personal beef with somebody and for what reason, just because she used to throw up signs in college, after she hit us that shot. Because what did Angel Reese do in college? She did something. She did the ring. What was it? The ring or something? It was a something gesture. Right, right. But Caitlyn did something before that, I think. And that's when she did that. Right. And that's cool though. I like that. The ring, I like that. That's cool. But when it starts getting worse, and you can see like the face, like Angel Reese's face looked like she wanted to bite Clark's face off at that game. When they put that steel shot on her, I was like, yo, and Caitlyn walking away like, really? You huffing and puffing, like, calm down.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watched that game or anything, but either way, I just chalk it up to two competitors, and they may not be the best of friends or like each other, but that's a hard foul gets the same reaction whether it's women playing or men playing. So I don't want to sit here and read too much into it just because it's women doing it. I'm still looking at them. I'm still athletes first. because that's what you're doing. You're an athlete and you're competing. So I got to look at it from that standpoint first. That's why when they start talking the rivalry the way they're talking about it, I'm like, nah, man. Now you're getting away from the actual game of it and making it something that it's not. That was my whole issue with it. But I'm 1,000% positive that this is definitely not the last of this. There's going to be plenty more Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark talks. I just want it to be in the correct framework, if that make any sense. Just want to be in the correct framework. Just talk about competitors competing, man. Just leave it at that.
Just leave it on the court. We don't need nobody to, take it off the court and, do something crazy like blow your car up, as in Scott McCuddy. But if you need a segue,
No, we gonna get to him a little later. we gonna get to your boy. We gonna get to your boy.
I tried, baby. I tried.
Yeah, we gonna get to him a little later, man. But what we are gonna do right now is send a special congratulations to Brock Purdy. Mr. Irrelevant was picked the last in the draft of his year. Mr. Irrelevant just signed a 5-year, $265 million deal, $40 million signing bonus, $182,550,000 of that was guaranteed. Going from being Mr. Irrelevant, working hard, now you cashing out. Is he a $200 million quarterback?
From Mr. Irrelevant to Mr. Overrated, baby. You are definitely not worth that much. And I hope you're watching this right now, Brock. I'm not hating on you. I love to see everybody get what they deserve. Get to that bag. But that bag should not be yours because you do not deserve that much money. I haven't seen anything that warrants over a $200 million contract unless it was going to be a 20-year deal that you were signing with the 49ers. Then that might be about right.
20 years, $200 million.
Yeah, man, that man, he had that great season, with them. What he do? Didn't he have to come in because somebody else got hurt? And that's how he got his
Yeah, he did the time. I want to say, isn't that how Tom Brady got on when Bledsoe got hurt?
Yeah, but he's not a Tom Brady.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said, isn't that how Tom Brady got on? That's all I said, man. There you go.
Because he does have the likeness of it. Because Tom Brady was Mr. Irrelevant too, wasn't he?
He wasn't picked dead last in his draft.
It was close. Yeah, it was way up there, bro.
Cause he wasn't picked. This man, there was no one. It was the janitors were cleaning up confetti when Brock Purdy was being selected. The lights was on. The club promoter Angel was cleaning off the drinks from the table. Yeah, that's what was going on when Brock Purdy got drafted. The lights was on. Everybody was leaving the club. The DJ was breaking down the stuff. He was walking it to his car. Then it was like, yeah, Brock Purdy with the last pick in the NFL draft. That's how that went. Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah.
Tom Brady was the 199th pick in the 6th round of 2000 draft. So,
and Brock Purdy was which selection?
They have more selections, I think, now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back then that was basically the end, brother.
Nah,
that 199 was close.
Type in how many people got drafted in that year then, because ain't no way Tom Brady was the last person selected in the draft.
How many draft spots? Let me see. Let me check this out. That's a good one. 2000. Hey, let's see. It's 254 picks. So he was 199th.
And
That's
Brock
close.
was 254. And Brock was 254.
Okay. You got it, yeah.
Dead. I mean, not no almost, not kinda. Ain't nobody else on the playground to pick from, man. Everybody's gone. It's just Brock and the swing set. Which one you picking? Brock or the swing set? And the swing set don't move. I guess I gotta guess.
And Brock is not bad, like I said, I don't want people to misconstrue this, what I'm saying. I just keep it as real as possible, man. Like, that man is not worth that much. Like, to me, you have to show me a little bit more. He's a good quarterback, though. He's better than some quarterbacks that are out there right now. I would definitely pick him over some quarterbacks out there right now, Kirk Cousins, people of that nature. I would definitely pick Brock Purdy over him.
That's dirty.
But you got more to show me, bro. Yeah, that was a little dirty. Brock dirty, not Purdy. But I got to see more, man. I got to see more, man. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's cool. Well, speaking of seeing more, there was a situation in New York that somebody wanted to do just that. They wanted to see more. John Waltz, Weltz, Beatrice Fulci, and William Duplessis. They kidnapped a gentleman by the last name of Cardigan. Cardigan is an Italian gentleman. They kidnapped him and tortured him so they can get his Bitcoin password.
Work out.
The man got free and ran to the police. He scrambled, so he scrambled. he beat the blitz after I think it was 3 weeks. Beat the blitz after 3 weeks. Got loose. Went to the police. Now they all got arrested except the woman. The woman being Miss Beatrice Fulci. They let her go. Didn't say why they let her go, but they let her go.
And she told everything.
No, my man who got loose told. My man who got loose from
But
being
they had to
tortured
have
told
something. They
everything.
had to have something corroborate that. You know what I mean? And
Oh, you saying
yeah,
Beatrice?
she
See,
let it go.
Beatrice.
Yeah, she told how everything started, what they did, who planned the. She told the person's mamas, daddies, where they lived at before they came to America. She told everything, brother. She spilled the beans, bro. They had to let her go. They was like, "Yo, there ain't nothing much. Like, you might as well go."
So it seemed like John Waltz, him and Cardigan had a falling out over some money, and my man was already going back, going back home, Italy. He somehow lured him back to New York, kidnapped him, and I mean he didn't get kidnapped and get put in no basement. He was in like a nice palatial 5-story joint. Because at one point they took him to the roof, dangling him, Suge knighted him, you know what I mean? Alleged Suge knighted him. Yeah, dangled him a little bit, you know what I mean? That didn't work. Put a gun to his head. Or what else they said they do? And all other kinds of torture, man. Come to find out, it's been a lot of these little crypto kidnappings going on just, worldwide. I ain't gonna say countrywide, because I ain't haven't heard too much about crypto kidnappings in America. I know it's a lot of crypto scams, but not a lot of crypto kidnappings. But there was another case, I want to say Eastern Europe, where they found one gentleman in the trunk of his car, doused with gasoline, so he was getting ready to get done super bad over his crypto account.
I don't know how all these people know, how much these people have and all that, but that's the problem right there. Bro, keep your business straight business and keep it personal. Nobody needs to know how much you got in your accounts, man. Don't you know that, man? Like, you gonna let somebody know, oh yeah, by the way, man, I got $45 million worth of Bitcoin. You think somebody ain't gonna start thinking about, like, hey man, we might need to dangle this, man, see if we could dangle it. Like, bro, you just giving people ideas, you making people want to do something. Like, bro, who needs to even know? Like, I wonder how they figured out that he had that. Like, how? You know what I mean? Like, well,
Well, from what I understand, they were already doing some type of business together. Because the man John Waltz is like a crypto hedge fund investor. They
oh,
considered
that's J
him.
Dub. I'm gonna call him J
Yeah,
Dub.
yeah. J Dub was already like a crypto investor, so he probably knew, kind of what the man was working with. Because when you go to meet a hedge fund investor and stuff like that, I think stuff like that, it starts at, at a minimum level. Like you got to have at least this much to even talk to
Okay.
certain, you know what I mean? I'm assuming,
Okay.
you know what I mean? You know what they say about assuming, so I could be doing that. But either way you want to slice it, man, it's real out here in the crypto field, partner.
Yeah, I
it's,
ain't
it's
messing with them. They can have it. They can have it, man.
it's it's real out here. But next thing you know, they'll be bombing people's cars. There you go, Juice. Now I'm gonna toss it.
No.
Now I can toss it to you, so you can talk about your man, day and night,
Yeah, we're
kid
gonna
Miss
talk
Cuddi.
about big man. Yeah, Mr. Scott with Cuddy.
Mm.
I don't know. And for people who don't know who that is, that's the rapper known as Kid Cudi. He testified in the Diddy trial that's still going on right now. And help me out, 58. I know he said that he was with Cassie while Diddy and her had a breakup or whatever the case was. And, to me, Cassie instigated this whole thing because supposedly Diddy, and this is only my opinion, y'all, but supposedly, from what I heard about the trial, that Diddy went into this man's house, Kid Cudi's house, while he wasn't there. He was actually on a date somewhere with Cassie, and they have a phone call come on, and it's Diddy telling Kid Cudi, "Yo, I'm at your house," and letting them know this. So Kid Cudi proceeds to go to his house, and he said he was gonna hurt P Diddy or whatever, different words. So by the time he gets there, Diddy is gone. So that's one instance. Then another instance is that Kid Cudi's Porsche explodes. And wasn't it in his driveway?
It ain't explode, man. Like
What was it?
inside of the car on the driver's side has some flammable some flammable damage done to it, man. Ain't nothing explode.
It looked like a nice amount of damage. It looked like if somebody was sitting in there, it would have been a bad day for him.
Well, absolutely, man. But it didn't explode like the whole car just blew up or something like that, man. See, when they were saying that earlier, I'm expecting like, how the man car blow up and nobody never said nothing.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm thinking Angela Bassett on Waiting to Exhale. Every time you say a car blow up, that's what I'm thinking. That ain't what this was, man. It just had a little.
I'm thinking about the movie Casino with Robert De Niro. When you
Yeah,
say a car blowing up, that's how I'm thinking, bro. Like Nas in Street Dreams in his video when he recreated that casino scene.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about when you say car blowing up. But I did see the interior, like you said. I did see it. Like I said, if somebody was in there, it would have been a very bad day for that person.
Yeah, but they knew nobody was in there, whoever did it, because they had to cut a hole in the top of the vehicle, then put the Molotov in there, and yeah. And what really got folks upset was when he said that the initial interaction when he said some old boy was in his house. He said he had put the dog in. He put the dog in like another room and locked the dog in
the
there.
bathroom.
And the dog been shaking and nervous ever since. Like that's the part that might get Diddy life. All this other stuff is circumstantial.
He just coming after you.
Yeah,
now you're coming.
Now you're done. See, everything would have been cool until you start talking about people dogs, man. Now you got to go away from here.
Oh man.
Now you got to go away from here, man.
Hey, the funny thing is though, while all this is going on, and I guess Kid Cudi took the stand last week, was it? The end of last week or so this weekend I'm on watching TV, I'm just running through the channels and comes across House Party is on, the new one that they had when they actually have a house party at LeBron James' house.
Yeah, I haven't
so
seen
that's
that.
all and one of the main stars in that movie is Kid Cudi. And if you remember his character, he was just a spaced out dude, you know what I mean? He was just weirded out. And it's just funny, man, to see all this happening with the Diddy trial. And then I see this man on this movie. I'm like,
yeah, I never like the new House Party is like Belly 2. Two movies I don't care to ever watch.
The new House Party is kind of like How High 2 as well.
There's a How High 2?
How High 2, which Redman and Method Man were not invited to be on. It was your boy, the comedian dude from he's on the Nick Cannon show, DC Young Fly.
Okay.
And Little Yachty is supposed to be the Redman and the Method Man in it, and it wasn't good at all. It was bad. It was bad, man. It was real bad. And then then you hear Redman talk about it, and Redman, tells you like they weren't allowed to be involved in it at all. Like it was horrible, bro.
Well, on a brighter note for Mr. Sean Combs, seems like he's still making some bread though, because remember when he tried to get bail and he put up his private jet as collateral as part of one of those packages. They were like, the judge was like, nah, don't, you can keep your jet. We want you. No problem. Seems like Diddy has been renting that jet out, and since September, like every other day, that jet has been making bread for him. Up to the tune of like $4 million, man. So, hey, it's a small win, but yeah, he's helping pay them legal fees.
Yeah, he's gonna need more than that. But yeah, you're right.
Diddy might beat these RICO charges. I ain't beat none of the domestic violence stuff. No, none of that. None of that. He's gonna have to do some type of anger management and all that kind of stuff. He might beat these RICO charges.
Really?
Yeah, he might beat these RICO charges again. All you keep showing is dope, sick love stuff, man. You ain't showing any type of RICO coercion and all that other kind of stuff just yet.
You're really not, though. You're really not.
And even him
and him having these escorts coming and all that kind of stuff. I mean, hey man, it sounds crazy, the way they put it, but it's legal. People do this all the time. These are people that you're getting paid for a service. You know what I mean? Like he's not, it might be nasty to a lot of people, in their minds, but he's not doing anything that's really illegal. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Touche.
So we'll see. We'll see, man.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it go. Well,
I'm in the pursuit of happiness. I don't know why it just came to me.
you gonna leave, you gonna leave Scott Muscuddy alone, man. Scott Muscuddy ain't do nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? Scott Muscuddy might even got played, man. Now that you think about it, the man might have
That's
got
what it looks
played.
like. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
I
man
told
might
you,
have got played.
Cassie gave Diddy the address.
That's what I'm
Cassie
saying,
gave
man.
Diddy the address, bruh.
Like she said that she gonna set that man up like that, get his Porsche burnt up.
She tried to get Michael B. Jordan like that. Michael B. Jordan was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Michael B. Jordan was Wallace in The Wire. Last time Michael B. Jordan couldn't smell the setup, they killed him in The Wire.
Oh,
Wallace know better. Wallace know better, man. You ain't gonna kill me twice. Wallace said, you ain't gonna kill me twice.
man.
Hey, so look here, Juice. I'm gonna try out this new segment to end out the show, man. It's called Brick or Swish. I've gathered a couple, I gathered 3 or 4 topics from around the headlines while I was headline hopping. I'm gonna give them to you. If you agree with them, swish. If you ain't rocking with it, then it's a brick. You cool?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, first topic. Kermit the Frog, yes, D.A., not the D.A., Kermit the Frog, the commencement speech for the University of Maryland. Now, if I'm a college graduate, which am, did that, you know anything about college graduations, for one, they're long. 2, you're normally starving, you and your family, because the people that are there to support you, these people really love you, man, because they're sitting there waiting on not just you, but everyone else's name to get called before y'all can leave. So this is like at least a 2-hour ceremony. No food. It might even be freezing cold in there, depending on which auditorium you in. And they thought the best they could do was have a Muppet be your commencement speaker as you get ready to transition from college life into the real world. Juice, having Kermit the Frog be your commencement speaker at your college graduation, brick or swish?
And what school was this again?
Maryland, the University of Maryland. Angel Reese old school, as a matter of fact. That's the school she was at before she transferred to LSU.
Okay, well, University of Maryland. I'm gonna give y'all a swish from
Okay,
me.
okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd rather have Kermit the Frog doing my commencement speech than have old Donald Trump doing it like he did at West Point, and that's just keeping it real. Because I seen that one, and that was terrible. So I'd rather have Kermit the Frog do my commencement speech. It sounds good to me. That's how
That's
Angel Reese sound too. That's how Angel Reese
That's
sound.
pretty. See, there you go. There you go messing with that girl for nothing, man. Leave that
She
girl
bad
alone,
though.
man.
She is bad though. She
Leave
bad.
that girl alone, man. I call
Okay.
Brick. I call Brick on this one, man. You could have got anybody to talk to me. That's a human. You could Kermit. That's how much you thought of me. A Muppet.
Kermit's big. Kermit's big, man.
I don't care. Kermit ain't real,
Kermit's big, bro. He's real as you make him, man.
man.
Somebody real doing his voice.
You couldn't have got Jeff Bezos. This Maryland. You could have got anybody from the Washington D. Condoleezza Rice. Anybody, man. A Muppet. You got a Muppet. What? I owe you.
That's
I paid
hilarious.
tuition. I paid tuition, and you gonna send a Muppet to talk to me? All right, partner.
You know
So
what?
yeah,
I'm gonna listen to that commencement speech too. I want to hear what it said. I
I
got
mean,
to.
yeah. All right. Next topic. You familiar with the Papoose Remy Ma situation that's currently going on?
Him being with the boxer and her being with that
Yeah,
rapper,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So Papoose, like, finally speaking out on the situation on IG Live. Brick or swish?
I definitely give Papoose a brick on that, man. Leave that
Okay.
alone.
Okay.
Leave that alone, man. Just do what you do, man. Everybody ain't got to know everything, man. This ain't for everybody. This is your personal life. I would leave it all alone. You happy with what's her name, Clarissa?
Yeah, Clarissa Shields.
You're happy with her, just do you, and just there's no room for all the extra. But this is the world we live in nowadays, man. Everything is extra, man.
Yeah, we agree on this one. I too gave him a brick. I can see why some people would probably give him a switch on this one because they're like, this man's been silent for so long. If somebody doesn't normally talk on Instagram or social media, when they finally come out and tell their side of the story, whoop, nah, y'all just knows it and like nosy stuff. Nah, man. Cause my whole thing is, especially with dealing with like families, Y'all don't know what 5 years from now is gonna look like, and y'all don't know how the child is gonna feel when they come of age and are able to see this. And this is documented, so the kid is always gonna be able to see this. And no matter what happens later on, as far as trying to mend something, there's always going to be this evidence to go back to and be like, well, this is what you said and what you felt like back then. So what changed so much from then to now? That's why I give him a brick on this one, man. If you were quiet this long, partner, being quiet a little longer wasn't gonna hurt you, man. Just go off, live your life the best to your abilities, you and your new old lady, and keep it pushing, man. So yeah, brick on that one there, Papoose. Last one, man, before we get up out of here. Recently, Jason Williams on First Take was saying how American basketball has gone soft. He was pointing to the fact that we highlight the mixtape and the reels more so than actually teaching the fundamentals. Brick or switched, USA basketball has gone soft. Oh, and he also was pointed to the last, I forgot however many NBA MVPs, starting with Giannis. Then it was Yoke. Then it was Joel Embiid. Then it was, I think, Yoke.
Yep. Yes, sir. That's what we do out here, baby. We take over.
God almighty, just get the snatching stuff. Yeah, we take basketball from Canada, people from Africa. Anyway, brick or swish, NBA basketball has gone soft. Well,
Give 'em a swish.
American basketball. I'm sorry, American basketball.
Give 'em a swish, baby.
So he's
Jason
absolutely
Williams is right
correct.
on it. I'm right with him. I'm all with him, man. He speaks the truth, and I love it when he speaks because, he has to say, you need somebody like that to say the stuff that everybody ain't going to say.
And he has validation because he was a national player of the year at Duke, a heralded high school player. He had an NBA career, didn't reach his full potential because of the motorcycle incident and the injury, but still more than qualified to speak on the state of basketball. Okay. Do I think American basketball has gone soft? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to give him a switch also, just from seeing the lack of. Okay, so when we were younger, right? Picking the team shoe when you were playing organized sports in middle school or high school, that was a thing. Everybody got together, that was a big deal. What shoe are we gonna wear as a team? All right. It seems like I'm talking about nothing, but follow me. Once they start being able to everybody wear their own shoe, I think that kind of ushered in everybody considering themselves their own brand and not really caring about what else happened. Cause think about it now, the player isn't really looked at for what he's done during the basketball season. It's more so what AAU circuit is that kid on, and that's how he gets seen now. So it's all about the individual child and not the actual team. Before it used to be you heard about a great player because that great player, if they had a chance to be on the AAU team, was because they were that good. Because a lot of the real good players back then, those guys didn't have the means to really do all the traveling, like you're talking about. But now AAU basketball is more of a middle to upper middle class sport thing now. I don't think people are really understanding that. If you look at what it costs to get into these games on the weekends, you have to buy a 1 day. They have 1 day tickets. They have weekend passes. You are traveling, staying at hotels. Not to mention the uniforms that you buy, the fee for each kid. Like this amateur athletics is big business, man. And you're not gonna sit here and tell me that your normal run of the mill 15, 16-year old whose mom is a single parent struggling, that kid who was normally the kid that came out of all that and everybody knew as maybe the number one player, like maybe your LeBrons and your Allen Iversons who had those situations. That's not so much the case anymore, man. If you see a kid playing AAU ball now, somebody sponsoring that kid. It's some bread behind that kid. He's not just good for no reason. You know what I mean? It's some bread behind him. So I could agree with him saying that the hunger isn't there anymore. We don't prioritize the actual game so much as we do the highlight reel and the branding. So yeah, swish on that one, Jay Will. Swish. Well, yeah, man, that's the final buzzer around here. Juice, you got to go watch your Knicks. I got y'all losing by double digits, but it is what it is.
Hey, man, I can't wait to text you tomorrow, brother. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Juice, they can find you on
Yes.
all things at Juice Jones. Still, got
Yes.
anything new? Anything new for him? I see you over there on your computer.
Oh yeah, I just got one thing to say to everybody, man. Make sure when you get home, wherever you reside, make sure you lock your transportation up if you have a car. Make sure you lock your doors if you have a bike, a bicycle. Make sure you put a lock on it. When you get in your house, make sure you lock your doors as well and make sure your windows are locked securely. Just to let you know, there's still 2 people from the New Orleans jail that escaped out of the 10 that's still out there on the loose. So be careful, y'all.
Oh yeah, we ain't even talk about them cats. I figured they all be apprehended by now.
There's 2 more out there and they said, yo, you ain't catching me, bro.
Well,
That's
we'll see.
amazing.
We'll see if they
I
still on
can't
loose
wait.
next episode. Next episode, we'll see if they still out.
Hey, you know what? Either way, they have it. I think it's been about 10 days, right? 10, 14 days or so.
It's been longer than a day. So congrats to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you see what they did when they got out of there? You see, like they put because they escaped by moving the toilet and making a hole in the wall behind the toilet. And that's how they all ran through there and had a back way out of the jail, so called. But right above the toilet that they escaped from, they put some dumb thing for the cops talking about it was too easy or something. I'm like, bruh, why y'all have to be, like I just told you earlier, everybody wants to be extra nowadays. Why don't you just escape and get the hell out of there? Why are you worried about writing how easy it was? Like, bro, you throwing it in their face even worse.
That's just gonna make the beating that much more fun for the police when they catch them.
Right,
That's all
right,
that is.
right, right.
That's all that is,
Anyway,
man.
that's all I had to say.
Hey, man, that's wonderful. Hey, look, man, since y'all made it this far, you might as well like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment. You can catch us on Spotify, of course. Catch me on Instagram, 58 South TV, Facebook, 58 South TV. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of 58 South TV presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I'm your man, 58 South. That's the homie Juice Jones. Don't forget, whenever you go outside, take God with you. Y'all be careful. Y'all be kind. Thank y'all so much. Peace. Cut the check.